What's up guys, Bricktonian here! After starting Season 2 of The Mandalorian and finally getting the LEGO Razor Crest, link to that review in the top right and in the description, I thought I might as well get the Slave One and Boba Fett. So yeah, here's my review of the LEGO Slave One 20th Anniversary Edition, which the LEGO MSRP is $160 CAD or $130 US. First things first, let's look at the packaging. It's using the 20th anniversary box art with the logo stretching out all around the box, the 20 years logo and stripe on the right, as well as the 20th anniversary Princess Leia down on the bottom right. On the left, as always, is the product information. So 10 plus, set 75243, the Slave One 20th Anniversary Edition, and it comes with 1,007 pieces. Moving back to the lower right, you can see that the other 5 minifigures that come with this set are down here also. That includes Boba Fett, Forlom, Zuckuss, Han Solo, and Han Solo in Carbonite. On the back, it shows the Slave One parked in Cloud City with Boba having gotten Han. Zuckuss and Forlom are also there chilling. On the right, you got pictures displaying 3 of the features of this set. And at the very bottom, LEGO is promoting their lineup of the special 20th anniversary figures. There's nothing too interesting on the sides, so now let's check out the build. Alright, here it is. It's a pretty big set, but compared with the Razor Crest, it's actually a bit smaller. There's a lot of detail and greebling all along the ship, but especially detailed are the wings right here. Like, look at that, it looks so legit. The entire ship is very sturdy, just like with the Razor Crest, along with an integrated Technic frame that actually allows you to pull out a handle from the back and carry it around, like so, which makes it extremely easy to swoosh around. Another cool feature is its gravity-based cockpit system, where when you turn it around like so, Boba Fett actually sits upright just like in the movies. Now, at the front is this cockpit with the huge transparent windshield piece, which unfortunately has no printing on it. Also, it scratches extremely easily. I've barely had this set built for a few days, but you can already see a bunch of small scratches on this piece due to it being rocked around inside the box with the other pieces during shipping. To remove the cockpit, you literally just take it off. From a top-down view like this, you can see that there's really not much you can do to add detail because the whole gravity system needs this amount of space to work and it needs Boba Fett to be able to rotate. There are 2 stickers on either side of him with some computer screens. Let me take him out. You can see there, that's one of the stickers, and there is the other one. And behind him is actually a printed console piece right over here. Can't really see that. Let me see if I can just yeah, so that is the printed console piece. I wish LEGO could have made use of this interior space better with more detail, but I understand that for the system to work, they needed to clear the space. To get Boba Fett upright, you just sit him on backwards, then flip the ship around. Now you can see he's upright, and you can see that tiny little console at the bottom of the screen right there. Now, looking at the top, or the front, depending on how you see it, you get that nice smooth tile detailing with the alternating green and gray. There are 2 stickers right here, and then near the cockpit area are actually 2 spring-loaded shooters. The release mechanism is actually located on the back, which we'll get into later. The actual Slave One actually did have flaps which opened up, and not 2 glowing green dots that were just glowing in the front. At the bottom or end here are the 2 guns. They're separate from each other, so when you move one, it actually doesn't affect the other. You have to move each one separately. And yeah, here's how they look from the sides. It's kind of how they look from the top, and that's how they look like from the back. Here's the back hatch area. You can actually pull up the gray ramp here to reveal some of the interior storage space. Now this space here is meant to fit the Han Solo in Carbonite, like so. Let's just slide them in, and then it closes up just like that. Alternatively, you could just put in 1 or 2 minifigures in here, just like they're catching a ride with Boba Fett, and then just close up the hatch. Unfortunately, you can't put both the Han Solo and Carbonite as well as a figure. It just is unable to close fully, and that's because the space that it has is only around the height of a single minifigure lying down. Another cool bit of detail is that if you look all the way through, it actually reaches the cockpit area, which is pretty nice. Moving on to the back, you can see there's actually some detail here with the blue bricks for the thrusters, as well as the detailing around them. There's actually as well as some piping down at the bottom here, which you can see right there. And then there's a bit of a brick built system right here for a bit of detail, which is really nice. Now, you might have noticed there's actually 2 clips here, which you can use to store Boba Fett's weapon, as well as another weapon from another minifigure that came with the set. And the huge bar in the middle is the handle that you can simply just pull out like so, and you can use that to carry it, as you've seen before. Up here are actually the 2 mechanisms used to shoot the spring-loaded shooters, which is pretty awesome since they're nicely hidden, and even the red that they used really isn't too obtrusive, and it kind of matches with the maroon red up here. Now, you just press down on the lever and it shoots like so, and then you can do it the same with the other one. Here's the shot from the side angle. You just pull the red lever here and it shoots out, and then same on the other side, which is right there. Just pull that and it shoots out. And you can see that the levers actually stay down when the missile is fired. So it doesn't automatically pop back up, because it actually depends on the spring that's inside to keep it up. In terms of figures, it actually came with 5, just like with the Razor Crest. If you count Han Solo and Carbonite as a minifig, then it comes with 6. So, of course, we're going to have to start with Boba Fett. It is his ship, after all. You can see that he's incredibly detailed, even with his helmet. You can even see the yellow stripes he has on the side of his helmet right here. He's got really good torso printing, belt printing, leg printing, and even feet printing. Unfortunately, there is no side leg printing or arm printing, which is a bit of a shame. But I do know the UCS Slave 1 Boba Fett does. So if you're willing to pay a high price for it, there's a set that you can get him in with the arm printing. He comes with a little side cloth right on the side here with the tan and orange pattern, as well as his jetpack on the back here, and his rangefinder. That's one of those classic rangefinders from way back in the day, so just pops right on and pops right off into the side hole right here. Oop. Like so. There you go. And then you can just kind of put it down like that to activate the whole rangefinder thing. Taking off his helmet, it's Angry Clone. I don't really understand what LEGO's thinking here, because although Boba Fett, is in fact a clone, they've made Boba and Jango face prints before. Actually, maybe it was just Boba, but like he has a face print for himself. So even if they didn't want to make a new one, they definitely could have reused an old one. Like, why go with an angry face that's been on every clone trooper and stormtrooper for the past decade? Like, yeah. As you'd expect, obviously, no second face, so kind of disappointing. Oh, and almost forgot, he also has a really good back printing as well. Let me just take off his head and jetpack. There you go. He's also got some pretty nice detailed back printing. In terms of accessories, he comes with one of these black sci-fi blasters with a black lightsaber hilt that's just attached to the end here. You can just attach that back. Next up, we have Forlom. He's got unique torso printing, as well as leg printing, as you can see there. His head is actually its own mold, so it is not a helmet on top of a standard minifigure head. You can just take this off. And as you can see, it's actually just a straight molded piece. Pop that back on. He's also got some nice back printing right there, which is pretty nice. And he comes with a classic, LEGO Star Wars rifle that we've had for years now. Moving on to Zuckuss. He's got nice torso printing as well, along with some back printing right there. Let me just see if I can get that a little clearer. Yeah, along with some nice back printing, as well as leg printing, I guess. He uses the minifigure skirt piece. So, he's got printing on the front of that piece right here, as well as on the back, which is pretty nice. And then his weapon is this gray sci-fi blaster. Whoops. His weapon is the gray sci-fi blaster with just some gray binoculars attached to the end right there to make it look like a longer gun or a different gun. His head is actually also a unique mold and not a helmet. As you can see, I can just kind of take that off. And then there's no head underneath. It is literally just a new mold just for him, which is pretty nice. So next we got Han Solo. He's got the blue overcoat as well as the white undershirt. Unfortunately, you can see that the top here is supposed to be skin tone color, like it's supposed to be the same color as his head, but it literally looks like it's white. It's the same color as his undercoat, which is a bit of a shame. He's got leg printing as well. The leg printing is actually pretty blurry, even focused in, even in real life. So it's kind of a bad print there, but at least he does have printing, as well as a bit of printing on the belt, it looks like. He's got the newer style Han Solo hairpiece that they introduced back in the new Solo sets, which, you know, looks more like Harrison Ford's hair did back in the day. He's got, if you take this off, he's actually got a double-sided face. So, of course, the front face is this confident smirk, and then the secondary face is a much more serious, stern-looking face, which, you know, matches in some of the situations he gets himself in. While we're in the back here, you can see he does have some back torso print, just to emphasize the bit of that overcoat that he has. And then finally, he comes with a standard minifig blaster. Nothing too special there. Here is the Han Solo in Carbonite. Nothing new with this piece. It's been in use for years now, and the problem with that is that it's still the older Han Solo hairpiece, but the minifigure that we got, as you just saw, is the newer Han Solo with the newer hairpiece. The torso prints don't match either. That's like the classic Han Solo torso print, and he actually has an overcoat, like the blue overcoat in this one, so literally doesn't match either. I think it would have been better if they've either just updated the mold for the Carbonite to reflect the newer Han Solo, or literally just added the old Han Solo into this set, just to maintain consistency all around. Like, even if there might have been some backlash, like, why are we getting the older Han Solo when you have a new one? It would have matched a lot better with this piece in particular. Now just moving on to the sides, you can see there's 4 buttons here. On the other side, also there are 4 buttons. Let me just focus in. There we go. And then on the top and bottom, you can see are actually just handles for minifigures to hold and transport. When you flip it around, you can put Han Solo in there using the 2 handle grips in there. So let me just show that real quick. You just take Han Solo, put him in there, and then have his arms just kind of grasping on the handles. Let's push that down. There you go. And now it looks like he's been frozen in Carbonite. Finally, here's our last fig, which is the special 20th anniversary Princess Leia. As you can see, it's actually the classic Lego Leia with the brown bun hairpiece, the yellow skin tone, the not as detailed face print, and no leg printing either. On the back is this huge 20 years 20th anniversary logo, which I guess to some collectors, it's nice to have. It shows it's collectible, but I think a small little logo would have sufficed. Like, that's incredibly huge. Maybe if I had a cape for her or something to cover it, you could actually use her in mocks and stuff, but with that huge logo, it's a little bit ugly. She came with the older style blaster back when they didn't actually have special molds for blasters. They just used kind of the horn piece, the blowhorn piece, as well as just a transparent stud at the end to make it look like a blaster. Also, there is no second face, as you'd expect, just the classic one in the front. In terms of accessories, she actually came with a really nice display stand, which all the 20th anniversary figures come with. But it has a nice printed piece here. It's not a sticker. That shows the 20 years, LEGO Star Wars 1999 to 2019, as well as the Princess Leia has her name right there, so you can literally just kind of take her, stand her right there, and have a nice stand for her. And it's a neat little build, just a couple of pieces, pretty simple, but makes for a nice stand, and it's nice to be included. So, my conclusions. Did I like it? Was it worth the price? I honestly really like it. The design and the detail is amazing, with such a smart use of pieces. Again, I wish they had something which covered up the spring-loaded shooters, as well as a better interior cockpit, but other than that, it's really good. And I do recommend you buy it if you're a fan of Star Wars ships or Boba Fett. Is it worth $160 Canadian? Just like with my thoughts on the Razor Crest, I don't think it is. I think it'd be worth it if it was $30 or even $40 cheaper, at around $120, which would be around $90 US. But what do you guys think? Did you guys get the Slave 1? How about the Razor Crest? Which one do you like more? Let me know in the comments. Well, that's it for this video, guys. Remember to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.